boy. You're listening to America's Voice now. Okay, a couple of quick announcements for you. One, ham radio course this Saturday. Today's Thursday. Don't miss it. This ham radio course will teach you how to become a ham radio operator and qualify you to go take the exam and get yourself a federal license. I disagree with the federal license thing, but okay. You still need to know how to use a ham radio, even if you don't apply for the license, so make sure you get out there and participate in this course if you're in the West Plains area. John Price, ham radio teacher, ham radio preacher, is going to be running the course. It's on every Saturday from now until everybody gets qualified to pass the course. And it's going to be held on K Highway in South Howell County Ambulance Building. It's about a half mile across from the Huddle House. You just go down K Highway about a half or a quarter of a mile on the right. You'll see the ambulance building. Pull down around in the back there. There's a door in the back. Go in there from 9 o'clock till noon. The course is there. There's no charge for it. You do have to buy a book. I think it's $20, which basically gives you everything that you need to know in order to qualify and pass the test. And learn how to use a ham radio, because at some point, when, and I don't say if, I say when, this entire federal house of cards falls or some natural disaster strikes, ham radio is the best and only way for us to communicate, short of an EMP. So make sure that you are knowledgeable and wise, and then take that information and go back and teach your family as well. Okay, second issue is we'll be back on the air locally in the West Plains area. For those of you who are living in this region of the country, we will be covering on a brand new 35,000-watt station, the KUNQ. It's Big Country 99. They are country by day and patriots by night, and God, I love that. You'll be able to catch us there from 10 to midnight, Monday through Friday. That's 10 p.m. to midnight every Monday through Friday. And you're gonna love this station, because right after me comes Vince Finelli with his USA Prepares show from midnight to 2. And you got to love these guys. Here they are taking a station that's country and western during the daytime, and at night they're flipping the switch and turning it on to Patriot Radio. Boy, is that awesome, or what? Who else in the country's doing that? Nobody. Anyway, thank you, Rick. You're a patriot and a hero. All right, so that's for the local folks. There's great news there. You'll be able to, and by the way, the broadcast footprint of the station, because it's more powerful than the old station we were on, is actually going to exceed the footprint of the area that we were in before. So if you used to be able to get us, you're definitely going to get us again. If you weren't able to get us because you were on the fringe, you're probably going to get us now. So I love it, I love it, I love it. It's 99.3 on your FM dial, 10 to midnight every night. Share the word with your friends. Tell everybody you know. Everybody in the area has been upset about the fact that the old station we were on sold, and they changed to a music format, and they're all upset about it. Problem solved, right? Got a Facebook post the other day, says, "I wish you were back on the radio. I miss it so much." And I said, "M'lady, your wish is my command, my lady. On Monday, AVN will be back on the air locally in the West Plains and surrounding areas on KUNQ 99.3 FM. They'll carry America's Voice Monday to Friday, 10 p.m. till 12 midnight. Let's hear it for the folks at Big Country 99. Country by day, patriots by night. Yee-haw, sir." I absolutely love that. All right. We're going to get into this topic here of the 1 million truckers strike, because I think this idea absolutely rocks. You have heard, if you're a listener, you've heard me. Oh, before I get there, I want to give you two numbers that you can, our listen line. You can get us on a listen line, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday on our listen line. And it's a recorded show, but you can catch it and listen to the entire show via phone. So if you're outside of our broadcast area and you can't get to YouTube or something, you can simply dial in off of a home phone and listen to the entire 2-hour program. The phone numbers are 712-432-5339 and 213-992-4323. Again, that's 712-432-5339 and 213-992-4323. That is courtesy of Liberty News Radio and the Liberty Roundtable. Liberty News Radio is our syndicator, and Liberty Roundtable is my good friend, Sam. Sam is an absolute American patriot, and he's a guy I truly love. Wise, intelligent, sharp as a needle, and a great fella. By the way, you can go to the GiveMeLibertyFund.com, and you can participate and join in that program as well. Basically, Give Me Liberty Fund. You join, it costs you $30 a month. You get discounts from all the other members, so the membership is shared, and actually the discounts you get equates greater than your actual monthly fees. And all of that money is used as grant money for projects, 100% of it. And it's wide open accounting, so everybody gets to see what the money is spent on. That, ladies and gentlemen, is accountability that Obama could only dream about. All right, anyway. Let's get on to this topic because I love this story. 1 million truckers are going to protest Obama by shutting America down for 3 days in October. Boom, boom, boom. You've been hearing me talk about this idea of the nation going on strike in a peaceful, massive civil disobedient protest. Key operative word, peaceful. Second key operative word, massive. It can't be a few thousand people. It can't be a few hundred. It can't even be a few 100,000. It has to be in the millions, people. And the reason it has to be in the millions is because it's got to be big enough, bold enough, hard enough, mean enough to get a message across. So here's what these guys are talking about. There's a web page that I want you to go to. There is a Facebook page, and it's facebook.com/truckers to shut down America. Write that down. If you don't have your pen and paper in hand right now, and you're a new listener to America's Voice, don't ever make that mistake again. Listen to this show with pen and paper handy, because we give out information all the time that we expect you to write down. Here's what it is again. It's facebook.com/truckers to shut down America. All one string. Facebook.com with the / key. That's the one right underneath the question mark. And then you type in truckers. T-O, shut down America. Facebook.com/truckers to shut down America. I want you to go on there if you're a Facebook user, and I want you to like their page. This article came out, I think it was yesterday, and at that time, when it came out, they said that they had 10,000 likes on their Facebook page. Well, as of right now, they have over 50,000 likes. So Americans are getting behind this thing, and we are going to help. Here's the deal, folks. We're not going to fool around with this. We're going to make sure that we send a very strong message. They're going to drive to Washington, and they're going to drive through Washington, much like the bikers did back on September 11th. And their goal is to be able to I'll read you what one of the Facebook posts says. My fellow patriots, this effort is to support the truckers in a major shutdown of America on a 3-day strike, October 11 through 13. Obamacare will be in effect, and most people will be ready to take action. No commerce on those days. No commerce, folks. That means stock up on items that you will need. No banking, no shopping, no money transactions. Don't buy gasoline. Don't go to the grocery store. Don't do any banking. Don't even use your internet that day. It does not matter if 1 million or 50 roll through D.C. in this effort. Congress will listen to we the people when we shut it down, which is our goal is to claim that we want removal of Obama from office for crimes of treason and misdemeanors. We want congressional hearings on Benghazi and SEAL Team 6. We want Lois Lerner put in jail. No amnesty. Remove all Muslims in our government that do not uphold the Constitution and swear an oath. Remove Eric Holder from office for crimes against the people and the Constitution. And last but least is fuel prices. I gotta love these people. They're just out there saying, what's on their heart, right? There's another post out there that says, Breaker 19. These are truckers. Breaker 19, calling on all truckers to shut down America for 3 days, October 11 through 13. The American people are bleeding out with no relief in sight. It is time to change the news. Let us show our elected officials that we are 100% fed up with corruption and the blatant disregard of the Constitution they swore to uphold and defend. I got to love that, folks. So far, the page has gotten, since this story was published yesterday, it had 10,000 likes then. It's over 50,000 now. And in the last 15 minutes, it just climbed a few hundred more. There are supporting posts that are popping up all over the page and all over Facebook. So if you're a Facebook user, get over there. If you're not a Facebook user, make sure that you're writing on a blog, or you're talking about it to your friends, or you're telling all your friends that are Facebook users that they should go over and like this page. Let's give this project some support. Okay? No commerce of any kind. What does that mean? That means no shopping, no internet shopping. That means no purchases in the stores. That means you don't go to your bank that day. That means you can effectively take off work. Call in sick. I don't really care how you do it. Those 3 days, call in sick. Make sure that we're sending a message to America. We're shutting down the whole flippin' mess because we're tired of treason. We're tired of betrayal. We're tired of your cutthroat antics, and we're not going to take it anymore. And we, the people, are taking control of this country once again. One guy writes on there, if the drivers refuse to move the trucks for that time frame, what are all the big trucking companies going to do? Fire all the drivers? They can't. All we have to do is stick together, just like the bikers did. Another guy posts that the truckers should stop where they are and refuse to start again until we've been heard. We need to overwhelm the system, says that guy. So here's the deal. Go over to Facebook. I'm going to give it to you again, and by now you better have a pen and paper in hand. Here's the page I want you to go to. Facebook.com/truckers to shut down America. It's all spelled out. Facebook.com/truckers to shut down America. I want you to go over there, and I want you to like it. I don't care if you're a liberal. I don't care if you're a progressive. I don't care if you're a conservative. I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican or a constitutionalist or a libertarian. I want you to go over there and like this post, and I'll tell you why. First and foremost, we need to make sure that America understands exactly how desperate our plight really is here. The second issue is, those of you who do like this page will notify all your friends that you're in agreement with this, and you'll drive more likes to it. And it will go viral and grow like a ripple in a pond from a pebble. So, the American people, and this is their statement on the site. The American people are sick and tired of the corruption that is destroying America. We therefore declare a general strike on the weekend of October 11 through 13th in 2013. Truckers will not haul freight. Americans can strike in solidarity with truck drivers. I gotta love that, folks. And that is the truth. That's where we need to be. We need to let America know we've had enough. Bring back the truckers' code. Everybody unite on this. And by the way, there's a lot of truckers who are out there on the road all the time, so they don't have internet access. So if you're a CB radio fan or a ham radio fan, make sure that you are talking about this on your ham radio discussions. Talk about it on the air on your CB radio, and make sure that you are doing this the old-fashioned way by word of mouth. Okay? I want to see this thing succeed because I'm sick and tired of the nonsense of everybody walking around, with this long face bemoaning what's going on in our country, but nobody wants to take action. I've been calling for a massive strike, a massive peaceful civil disobedient strike by Americans now for over a year. I want to see Americans do what the Egyptians have done and shown us up. They walked like an Egyptian, and we're too chicken to do it. Not for nothing, but you know what? I am tired of hearing Americans grump and whine and complain, but refuse to take the hard steps that is necessary to accomplish the goal. I wrote an article, and I'm going to read it for you in our next segment. It's an open letter to Missouri politicians. But it's not limited just to Missouri politicians. It's an open letter to all politicians. But what I want you to understand is, we as a nation, right, we have to recognize that we've made mistakes in the past. And I kind of wrap this thing out by saying, We know the price we will pay for our past apathy and mistakes. We are ready to make amends to ourselves, our progeny, our ancestors, and our God. And folks, it's time that we did exactly that. It is time that we turned around and said, we are willing to pay the hard price now, while it's payable for us. Because the truth is, if we are not willing to do this now, when will we be willing to do it? When the blood is running in the streets? When the destruction is so complete that that the nation is beyond salvage? When will we be able to accomplish this task, if not now? I'm asking you flat out, because time's running out for us. I've read this quote many, many times before, but I'm going to read it to you again, because it is just as salient today as it was the day that Winston Churchill spat it out. Still, if you will not fight for the right when you can easily win without bloodshed, if you will not fight when your victory will be sure and not too costly, you may come to the moment when you will have to fight with all the odds against you and only a precarious chance of survival itself. There may even be a worse case. You may have to fight when there is no hope of victory, because it is better to perish than live as a slave. You know, that was an absolute statement of fact. If we are unable to stand up when the cost is virtually nil, but a little inconvenience, when we can win now without bloodshed, without having to resort to the ultimate deterrent, the principle of mutually assured destruction, the Second Amendment, which would destroy and tear our country apart forevermore. It would destroy the same union we're seeking to restore. If we can't fight now, when the cost is zilch, zero, nada, nothing, if we will not fight now when victory is sure, and the cost will not be borne by your blood and your progeny, you may have to fight when the odds are all against you, and you have just a bare, precarious chance of survival. And if you ignore it at that time, it will come down to a time when the fight will be joined when there is no hope for victory, because the alternative to you is eternal slavery. Do you have the courage to stand? Do you have the courage to take back America? If you want to find that story, it's on our website. It's right there beneath the stream link in red. It's called The Plan to Take Back America. Place all state and federal capitals under civil disobedient siege. And the time has come for us, America, to say we are no longer going to sit and ponder who will do something, who will step forth and ride in on a white steed in shining armor and save us. Who will stop the tyranny? Who will stop the treasonous actions of our state and our federal governments? There is no one to answer the call but us. We can do this peacefully. We can take our nation back when there will be no bloodshed, when the cost will be a couple of days of inconvenience to you. And if you're not willing to be inconvenienced to save that, which has given you the apathy and given you the ability to be apathetic in the first place, you are a lost cause to us. Today, you need to make a commitment. You need to make a commitment to yourself. I don't care about your family. I don't care about your church. I don't care about the paper you want to write an article to. You need to get in front of a mirror and have a one-on-one conversation with moi. You need to stand in front of that mirror and say, who am I right now. Am I a patriot willing to stand up and defend this great nation? Or am I a chicken who's going to sit here and capitulate and allow myself to be sold off into slavery willingly without so much as even a fight? Are you that passive? Really? I mean, if somebody comes into your house and kicks in your door and drags your wife and your children off, or your husband off and your kids, or your brother or your sister, or your father or your mother, you going to allow that to go on without a fight? So what if you die? So what if you're injured? Have you been that indoctrinated? If you are, that ought to give you all the impetus and motivation you need to say, today, you are restating your commitment to being a patriot. And a patriot is willing to put it all on the line. Their lives, their fortunes, their sacred honor. Do you have sacred honor? Do you? Have you got what it takes? The days of vacillating back and forth and wringing our hands in fear. Oh my goodness, what are we going to do? The prices are going up and they're taking everything away from us and they want to take our property from us because they say that it's theirs and there's nothing we can do about it and we can only go to court and we don't have the money to hire an attorney and oh my goodness gracious, what are we going to do? They want to go to war in Syria. We're going to bomb a bunch of people and they're going to drag us into war and my son, he's going to get drafted into an army. Stop all that nonsense. Get a hold of yourself. Today, we as a nation, as a people, you as a business owner, you have unbelievable power. And you are standing there, wringing your hands like women. Where are the men of America? Where are you? Getting your nails done? Wearing your wife's underwear? For crimini's sake, get a hold of yourself, man. We've hit the end of the road, folks. Wake up and smell the coffee. The road only goes left and it only goes right. And I don't mean politically. I just mean that there's only two paths we can take, and they are diametrically opposed. And you're either with us or you're against us. Seesaw commerce. Spend no money. Participate in nothing. Don't show up for work. Bring this treasonous government to a screeching, screaming, shuddering halt. 1 million truckers are going to be the foundation you need to stand upon. I'm telling you, the time has come. I would encourage you, along with everyone else that you know, to march on Washington. Tens of millions of us. And say, we're not leaving until you do. You want the plan? Go look it up. Just type it into any browser. The plan to take back America. Place all state and federal capitals under civil disobedience siege. Or just go to americasvoicenow.org. The plan is there. Encourage you to read it. I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm saying it's an outline. But you know what? I believe that you've got the intelligence to think and create yourself. You don't need me to tell you what to do. That's the problem. I shouldn't have to tell anybody what to do. You should all just know. It's called freedom, liberty, free will. The thing God gave you, you've forgotten about. You covered it up with all that trash. Dig it out. Be back in just a minute. AmericasVoiceNow.org. Facebook.com/America's Voice Now. This and every other show on YouTube at YouTube.com/America's Voice Now. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, I'm going to read you an open letter that I've written to every politician in the nation, but starting out with those folks in my home state of Missouri. We'll be right back.